Why would anyone move back in with their mother at 57 years old? See, I was coming out of a 20-year marriage and freed up to consider my options. I knew what I was walking into. After all, this is the source of my 30 years of therapy. Mom was 81 and her health was starting to need more than she could manage alone. My kids were 16 and 19, so the question wasn't, should I go back? Although I thought about not going back at all. It was, how was I going to be in two places at once when the list of needs kept growing? And in case you were wondering where I'm headed, I'm trying to get my mother to a museum. Back to one of the things that makes our family our family. How was I going to manage all of this from afar? Even another borough seemed impossible. The phone calls, the medication, the coordination of home health aides, or filling in when they don't even show up, the doctors, emergency visits, without losing my mind. Assisted living in Manhattan is at least $10,000 a month. Rent is a minimum of $2,600, and that's a deal. And probably in Queens. I had considered every option that I could think of over the last 10 years, and nothing really did prepare me for this moment. My mother's on the Upper East Side in a rent-stabilized one-bedroom apartment. Market rate for that apartment, well, let's call it $5,000. For years, she's been paying a fraction of that. And it's the entire reason this setup works. I can't say the exact amount, but you get the idea. And what lives in that gap is real. The unspoken transaction goes like this. I get to live in Manhattan for an unbeatable lower rent, and I give my unpaid labor. I don't get free reign of the kitchen, and someone is always in the bathroom. And I'm developing new skills, knowing how to unplunge the toilet. And when I'm there, part of my attention is always an ear to the ground for what's happening in the other room. Not to say that's the only reason that I'm there. Obviously, I'm her daughter, and I'm trying to help her navigate this very challenging chapter in her life. And yet there is another cost, riskier than the time, riskier than the money, and that's my autonomy. Protecting it has been a bit of a dance. I probably spend way too much on eating out, trying to hold on to some sense of civilization. In an overwhelming landscape of rabbit holes, we hope against hope will make a difference. It's a bit of a house of cards, and I can't really see how they're going to stack up until later. So here's the two things I did. I maximized every hour that she was eligible for, and I moved into the apartment, which allowed me to fill in the other gaps.
See many times I try to wake my spirit, but it didn't not be alright. Before you plot against me, just know I prayed against it. Think twice. I swear my heart's supposed to be no dummy like talking spice. Couldn't walk on my let me shoes when you see me come correct to see better chat nice. So stay tight, no room for disguise. Chop, I dey chop all night. I go back out all and I'm all summarize. Stepping clean, maybe with the headline. Stepping clean, maybe with the headline. Chop, I dey chop on. Chop, I dey chop on. Chop, I dey chop on.
As the weather says, right now I'm here to pick up the slack. It's not how I like to think of myself, but it's kind of the
I can't bring her home with me. While my tears on the phone line heavy in my chest, it hurt when I hear her weep. Dreams feel so distant when the nights get cold and the nigga really can't even sleep. Blessings go for them.
You wake up in the morning, you go to your workout class.
I pick up the cost of rent at my mother's on the Upper East Side because it affords me the extra hours I need to try to stay on the pulse of her ever-changing needs. If I was in another borough, I would be just trying to keep my head above water in the most expensive city in the world. Maybe I would see her once a week, And I'm sure that time would be swallowed up by medical needs. So I try to balance the time that I have between my kids and my mother and myself. So moving in with her solves the proximity problem and the money problem for now. Hello? Yeah. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. I'm coming. So I got a phone call and I needed to be uptown on the Upper East Side. Something came up and I needed to be with my mom. And so I went. Part of the job are these moments that I can't necessarily predict that I need to show up for. And sometimes they happen in the middle of the night.
Dripping off words that you say when the boat slows down. There's a break. Color in the turn of a phrase, curving a moment in space to spend something stars from the mouth. Shade likes to carry sound. Color so cool in the face, watching the moon do its place with a turn back around with a turn.
I'm just looking for the little blessings now. Quality time with my mom, the many dinners during the week, seeing her reactions to the things we shared together. She didn't make it to the Met today, so I wanted to bring her a little civilization. It would have been nice coming out of a divorce to spend this chapter rebuilding something that was just mine. But sometimes life's lessons don't really run on your clock. And had anything been different about this rollout, had I been married or even had a demanding full-time job, I would have never been able to be available for my mom or to witness a possible thawing of our relationship. And I have to add that none of this would have gone as smoothly without her willingness and commitment. She also had 30 years of therapy, so together we had 60 years of therapy. And she has developed more patience. She even tolerated Zoe living with me. More stuff in the kitchen, more noise, more of the attention pulled away from her. Though I think she'd have to admit that she sees her granddaughter more than she otherwise would have.
Look at that
It's
expression.
really good.
Why don't you just take a picture of it and you got it?
That's a.
We'll wash it and frame it. Right?
No kidding.
The question that keeps me awake at night is, can I afford the version of Geraldine that's going to be waiting for me on the other side of this? Will I even recognize myself after this chapter?